Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Harakah, HaKadosh, and double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us His truth. But Shalom to you, Akim, that puts the word across the four corners of this globe without truth and sincerity by Hashem, Harakah, HaKadosh. And pretty much, I just want to touch on John 10, on dealing with, the false prophets, that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem, Shai, the Lord is exposing, in these final seconds of these last days before, the rest of these prophecies, be fulfilled, which we are in the so-called New Year 2023, as the other apostles to the heart of the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai has coined this year to be the year. It's like the hopeful year to where all the prophecies be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? And it's no coincidence how, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai, the Lord is exposing dudes, really, them stumbling over this thing, a major key prophecy, that cues, that's a dead giveaway, so to speak, or it's like a major sign, a major sign to cue the end of this place, man. And, it's dealing with the MOTB. And pretty much, the Lord is revealing, these people to be liars, man. Straight deceiving the people. And the Lord is exposing these people's true intentions. But matter of fact, before I go to John, I'm gonna get this in Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 2. Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit, and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. That's the main point I want to get in the fourth verse. To see, the Lord. See, the more and more closer we're coming to the end, the Lord is going to, do more and more exposing and revealing, and making it, clear as day who He's dealing with, man. Who are the true servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And this may sound like a broken record, how we keep going into the same topic, but hey, it's prophecy, man. It's prophecy, because why? Because really, the Spirit really wants, all of us to, to get on this thing, man. A swift warning, a strict warning, because you got, false prophets as straight, deceiving the people, over a serious matter. Like this is like the words cannot describe how deadly fucking serious that this is, man. This hour of temptation is a serious matter, man. And you got, Jakes that's setting up, the majority of the nation, up for failure. Which really, if you, all tripped up by that, man, really, the Lord wants you to be tripped up by that. Because, these doctrines and these statements hold no fucking weight, and they're constantly being debunked, by the true prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, debunking these things and revealing them to not be true, and backed up with truth and facts, man. And verse 4, O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. A fox is, a sly animal, cunning, what I'm saying, just, slick, and these dudes, they come out and they look all, bold and, righteous, but they straight lying to you, man, and they're using, a sleight of hand. Let me get the, just mad slick, man. This is, Ephesians chapter 4, verse I started verse 13. Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of the power, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. And that's these niggas, man. They're telling you that, the MOTB is sin. Or we gotta wait till, the MOTB, it becomes, a physical, but right now it's spiritual. What the fuck are you talking about, man? And you see, Yahweh Shemi Ashai is exposing these dudes, man. The true man of the Lord, that's ordained upon, at this time, in the face of the earth, starting with the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, on down to the elder bishops, and on down to the rest of the brethren. The Lord is dealing with these individuals, and we're the only ones that's really, like getting on these guys, man. That the way how we are, like getting on them. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because see, this is getting ready to happen, man. This is getting ready to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at the signs of the times, looking around you, you understand that this is getting ready to truly happen. But going back to the main point, because see, these guys are, they're seeking to deceive. Because why? Because Esau, has bought them, man. These guys are bought and paid for. Some of them may be agents, but nonetheless, they're getting, their pockets are getting greased by saying the shit that they're saying. Some groups have the 501c3 charter. Meaning, they signed a contract, from Esau over their establishment, over their so-called church and their, and pretty much, what's under that contract, that they signed from Esau, in small words, they have to say pretty much what Esau wants them to say. That's why you're seeing Jake, avoiding the true names of Yahweh Shemi Ashai. That's why, they call upon, Christ, the Most High Christ bless, and, saying shit like, ain't no see hip, saying stuff like, that the MOTB is sin. I'll go back to Ezekiel 13 and 4. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. Now I'm going to go to John chapter 10. This is John chapter 10. Verse 1, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And the stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. I'm gonna get to the point, but yeah, the elect, they're gonna be deceived, man. The elect, they're gonna be deceived, and not be caught up by these, ideologies and false statements and false doctrines. Because why? Because see, if there be, any more, it's like, if there be any of the election, amongst these congregations, right now, with this whole, drama and situation going on dealing with the MOTB, and the elect are hearing these statements, the MOTB is sin, right now they're questioning it like, okay, like how, and, the Spirit is going to guide them to realize that, it's false, it doesn't make sense, and And, the Spirit is going to continue to guide them to the right teachers, the right way, and what it actually is, towards the way of truth, and they're going to be, learned of it, man. They're going to be guided towards, upright teachers, man. And they're going to be hooked and understand. But this is verse 7. Then said Yahushua unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. Yeah, come. And this is the main verse right here in the 10th verse. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. It's like 11th verse and the 13th verse on down. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is an hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep. The hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And see, Yahushua is the first prime example, of caring, truly caring for the flock, man. So much so that he sacrificed his own life for it, man. He endured the Lord endured his whole entire life, man, all the way to his death, for his flock, man, for the sheep, constantly, feeding them truth, even though, the majority of the nation rejected him, man. But yeah, he was still feeding them truth, man. It wasn't, ever lying to them, But see, and we have to follow, his example, it's like, I said that wrong. Pretty much, he gave his disciples, to show forth that same example, as he did say, if you love me, feed my sheep, to Peter 3 times, but these guys, are not doing so, man. They're doing the complete opposite, and they're doing, things, in deceit, they got, what's the word, ulterior motives, they got, other plans, man, because they're getting paid, to deceive, and once, their job is done from Esau, they just gonna, take the back door. Because right now, Jacob's gonna ask questions, man, and see when these, Karagma stations are being set up, every city, on every, a checkpoint from every city to city, or any, CVS or store, whatever, a fucking tattoo parlor, whatever, the C-hip, stations are being, rectified, and, in the time, of the 4-hour temptation is fully manifested, and Jacob's gonna have questions for their, their leaders, man, what should they be doing, do we take this thing, because now I'm being told that, I can't receive my direct deposit unless I have this device under my skin, so what should I do, and, these so-called leaders, these bishops, whatever, these chiefs and captains, that's what they call themselves, they ain't gonna have no answer what to give to their congregation, man, because why? Because the whole time they've been telling shit like, the MOTB is sin, pretty much, ultimately, they just gonna tell them to just fucking take it, as they did, with the, the Vanessa, the Kool-Aid, told their congregation to go out and take it, some guys told the congregation, just fucking take it, man, and see, the blood is gonna be upon these people's hands, man, but see, the Lord is revealing who his true servants are, man, he's been revealing, and showing it, more so now than ever. The more and more close we are to the end of this place, man. And the manifestation of the rest of the prophecies. And see the Lord, pretty much, Malachi chapter 3, verse 18. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So hey, it's your job, to discern, between who you should truly follow, before it's too late, because Jake is still bullshit, man. You got certain Jake that's still, astraddling the fence in 2023, man. Or whether or not, should I follow, a GMS or, these guys, this and that, hey, man, do what you think is best. At the end of the day, fast and pray to the name Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and pray that he guides you, towards the truth, man. Matter of fact, I'll get that. I believe it's in Ecclesiasticus. This is Sirach, I believe, chapter 37. Chapter 37, verse 15. And above all this, pray to the Most High that he will direct thy way in truth. And me myself, personal testimony, I remember, like first coming up, like first waking up to his truth, and I really had no idea, like who to follow. IUIC, ISBK, and I finally saw, the apostles and Great Millstone, and the rest of the brothers, I was really stuck in a pickle. And then, I came to my senses, I asked, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, if that is your true name, I didn't know anything, but, I sincerely, deep down my spirit, my heart, because why? Because I was truly, in search of the truth, man. I was praying to the power in search of the truth, and boom, like here we are. I'm saying, and you see, and Jake, man, you gotta truly, acknowledge the Lord, man. This is Proverbs. See, that's the reason why, because really, it's gonna come down, to, really to manifest how, Jake don't really give a fuck about the Lord, man. Jake just wanna, follow men, and just, put all their eggs in a basket and just follow these guys, I remember when, like other Pastor Hart was saying, pretty much, you got like these, these like great numbers in camps, but like, can these, guys, go individually, set up a camp by themselves? Is your congregation growing, so to speak? And hey, that's true, because see, a lot of them, the congregations are just fucking zombies, man. Just straight following, what their leaders are doing. These so-called leaders, are slandering, brothers, and their congregation is just following suit and slandering brothers also. Having no knowledge of who brothers are, no information who they are, just fucking doing what it is, doing what it is that, they see their leaders are doing. But sticking back to the point, let's look here. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, and depart from evil. You know, the main point was in the 6th verse. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths, man. You know, acknowledge the Lord's spirit and the truth. Call upon him in spirit and the truth, and he's going to, guide you and direct you, man. You know, direct you away, from, from false leaders spewing false doctrine upon you. That's going to set you up for failure. You know, that's going to set you up for complete failure, man. You know, making light of the situation, of taking the seat hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, and, blood is going to be, required at the hands of these men, or these false prophets that's deceiving the nation. But really, the Lord wants to deceive majority of his people. Because why? Because this is only for the election, man. Point blank period. It's only for his chosen and for his election. All we can do is hope and pray that we are part of that number, and continue to hope, because the Lord has given us that great hope by bringing us to where we are, to this truth, to the point, to where we're not, unsure, deceived on what it is. So these guys are unsure, man. These guys want, to rely on Esau when the shit get cracking, and man, faith is not, being pushed in their forefront, Faith has never been the forefront, man. The same guys telling you to go ahead, and drink the Kool-Aid, take the Vanessa, But hey, man, see, the sincere that's, amongst these individuals, they're going to be, taken out, and brought forth to the truth, and Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is going to guide them, man. Whoever they be, if they be, of the election. And Lord willing, the Lord keep us and manifest to be of the election all the way into the end. But yeah, come, man. That's basically the main points for this lesson. Until next time, I say shalom.